Okay, so so every guy on self-improvement who makes these kinds of videos is gonna tell you to find your purpose. And you might be wondering how you find your purpose. Well, I've already made a video on finding your purpose. It's one of the first videos I've made on this channel. But you just meditate on it and it kind of comes to you naturally. But there is another way that you can not necessarily find your purpose, but figure out what you want to do. And the easiest way to figure this out is figuring out what you don't want to do. If you think about it, what you don't want to do, you're gonna come to the realization of, okay, so I don't want to do this, so this is what I want to do. And of course, you might have some idea of what you want to do, but a lot of the times you might not. Like for example, me, I've had an idea that I wanna have my own firm, my own business from when I was like 12, 13 years old. Even before I knew about self-improvement, it was like, motherfucker, I wanna do this. My idea was to create an gaming studio to create video games, and together with my one of my good friends at the time, I haven't seen him in a while, with one of my friends, and we thought about even more business ideas. We wanted to create our own motorcycle company and things like these. So we really just like wanted to be the business owners, be self-employed. And here I am. I am technically self-employed right now. But the reason this idea was the reason why I made the choices I made later in life, like for example going to high school that was focused on IT, information technologies, everybody knows that, and they had an option for learning game creation, which I've studied for 2 years. And then I've decided, well, I want to have my firm, but at the same time I want to have a stable job, so let's go for teaching, because I find it enjoyable, I find it fulfilling to give my knowledge to other people. And so I went to university where I fucking didn't learn anything which I felt like was needed. So I've dropped out of university and went to work in school. But I've figured out in the year and a half that I was working in that school, I figured, man, this just gives me such a depressive feeling, because most of the schools, or I would say every school that exists except for the schools, like it was an elementary primary school, so there were people that were younger than 15 years old, and it's mandatory that you go to school, so it's mandatory, so of course nobody wants to fucking do it, and except for a few people, nobody wants to be there and wants to listen to you. So even though I was trying my best to give them all the knowledge that I have about the things, like when I was teaching information technologies, or when I was teaching English. I try to give them all the knowledge that I have about those things, and even in some other parts of the world. But 90% of the people weren't interested. And when you see that, it gives you such a bad feeling, like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, am I even needed here when 90% of the people I'm giving the information to don't even listen to it? Am I even needed here? And of course, I'm not saying that schools are unnecessary. You should go to a school. But for me, as a person who wants to share his knowledge, I found it fulfilling, yes. But at the same time, I was kind of getting depressed from it. And that's where this kind of a format works better for me, because you who are watching this are the people who fucking enjoy it, who want to learn something new, who want to learn from me. And I feel so fulfilled because I can give my knowledge to you, knowing that those of you who watch the videos are is you who is watching this video is someone who fucking cares about themselves, wants to learn, and is open to this. And it's so liberating to know that. You feel so much better, happier. And like, as I said, I figured out that normal schooling system is too depressing for me, that's not what I want to do. That I want to do business, and I want to teach people what I have learned over my life. And this is both. But at the same time, I want to start even a different business, but this is fulfilling for me as shit. That's so fulfilling. I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to do this. And that's why I say that it's important to know what you want to do, but it's just as much important, if not even more important, to know what you don't want to do. Because if you don't want to do something, then just say no to everybody who says to you that you need to do that. Because you know that you're not gonna enjoy it and it's gonna be depressing for you. Okay? You might want to go through the phase of your life where you experience with it so that you know that it's really not for you. But after experiencing it, don't fucking force yourself to continue in it just because someone told you that you should do it. Because that's defeating the purpose. That's not defeating the purpose. That's you pushing your purpose away from you. Because your purpose should be something that's fulfilling you and making you more happy. Enjoy life more. It shouldn't be something that makes your life suck. It should be something that you enjoy. That, yes, after some time, it might not be enjoyable to you anymore, but that is the time when you fulfill your purpose in that sphere. You can have your purpose somewhere else, but you just have to know that it's so much better to know what you don't want to do. But to figure it out, you have to do the hard work and think about it. So remember, hard work pays off.